Welcome to the Lost Lowdown Podcast 125 with your hosts Claude and Justin.
What's up, guys?
We are back, continuing our Season 2 commentary series with episode 219, S.O.S. Or as we commonly refer to as S.O.S.
I guess if I'm gonna say fire plus water, I have to say S period O period S period.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. It's
thought
what
about
they
that.
intended.
Yeah, that's what they wrote. I'm just reading what you wrote. If you wrote it, I'm gonna read it.
Isn't there an episode, was it ... and found?
You're right. You're right. You're right. ... and found ... in translation.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, those dots matter. ...
You gotta say it.
Gotta say the dot. The dots are way more interesting than this episode, apparently. We're talking about
It's all about dots.
It's all about dots.
Dot-based episode. It's dot-centric.
Forget Rose and Bernard. This is the dot-centric episode. I don't know about you, but the dot was the candidate I was rooting for.
I think Dot would have made a better Jacob than any of the rest of them.
Yeah, Dot would have really got things moving on that island. Alright, so, this is no one's favorite episode, right? Let's just state the obvious. So, we're coming out off a lockdown, which was a high for this season, and then there was a low after that with Dave, which, we just talked about. It was okay, but it still has the same problems that it does from the first watch.
Yeah.
So, hopefully S.O.S. might be one of those surprising ones that wasn't so great by itself, but maybe coming back to it maybe some interesting things we've forgotten.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. I think Dave was at the time saved by a pretty cool ending, but that doesn't help now.
And the look seen around the world with Libby, right?
Exactly. I think that was pretty because for all we knew, we were gonna have a big mystery that came out of that.
For all we knew. Oh man,
it could have been true.
Just saying, you can say that for a lot. You can preface that with a lot of things.
For all we knew, Libby was behind stuff on the island.
Yeah, you mean despite our hopes? I feel like you could translate for all we knew into despite our hopes. Despite what we wanted to believe.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's exactly what it was like.
Oh man.
So yeah, like coming off of that, I think S.O.S. was even more of a letdown because I think they don't even have the advantage of a really punchy ending.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of, and Rose and Bernard centric, okay, I can't even finish my sentence.
What is it like? Please tell me.
It's just so hard to start a sentence with this subject. I'm lost for words. They only did one of these, and I think that's for good reason. And I remember at the time, I'm tripping up over words. I remember at the time, like people were, I just can't. People were actually asking for this, because they were sort of significant background characters, and there was kind of a similar thing going on to what happened with Nikki and Paulo, I think, where not that everyone hated Rose and Bernard. I mean, at least Rose was in the pilot, It's not like they just inserted them out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like it was like, no, we want to see Rose and Bernard, and then you see it and it's like, oh, never mind.
You don't want to know how the sausage is made, people. Come on.
Yeah, it's like they're not, Rose and Bernard are not suddenly going to become like Dharma members or something just because they give them a background episode,
Yeah.
Okay, they were there in the 70s during the Dharma era, but still. So I say, they never participated in anything. It's kind of weird. Their arc on the show is weird, because they had their big reunion, which is, I think, basically the end of their story. And then they just just kind of sit around. I mean, Bernard does help with fighting off the others at the end of season 3, which was maybe not. It was pretty good. But then after that, they just kind of decide to retire.
Yeah.
And like they're gonna retire on the island. We're just gonna go live in this cabin, and fuck all y'all. Like we're
Yeah.
doing our own thing. And like that's just weird. That's just not the normal. I really don't know of an example of characters on a show that sort of start off like invested in this main thing, and at a certain point they're just like, "Fuck you guys, we're just
Yeah.
gonna hang out over here
Well,
and deal with our own problems."
I would parse that into. I would reframe Rose and Bernard into say they exemplify the characters who are who found home on the island, right? Like everybody wants to get off, but they're the people who I don't actually don't know why Jacob brought them. Because I think you can make a case that everybody else is broken, as he claims. But Rose and Bernard are the only ones who pretty much, they have their significant other, after they reunited, of course. But
Yeah.
they were together before the island. Then they
Well, the
get
crash, yeah.
before the crash, they were obviously together. Maybe not the happiest of couples, but they were still together.
Yeah.
And I think they just happen to exemplify a path less taken where they're older, right? They're not trying to get killed. They don't have this like hot tempered obsession to go off and make trouble like a lot of the other younger main cast members are doing.
Yeah.
They do spend a lot of that early time. At least Rose spends a lot of the early time just kind of waiting to find Bernard, and Bernard's doing the same thing, a little more active because he gets to go with the group that tracks across the island.
Yeah.
But I think they just happen to, so when they find each other, there is no incentive for them to engage in the drama that the Losties are doing or try to leave the island because they found their retirement paradise. Where else can they go live on a tropical island rent free and have their basic needs taken care of? Without being a part of some system or some government or some entity or outsider, all that kind of stuff. Now, they're not in the safest place, but, as we saw, if you can get out of the way of all the other people running around shooting each other, you can be, and of course the roving smoke monster, you can be relatively safe on the island. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting that there are characters like this on the show that are like, no, it's kind of like, the show's like a roller coaster and they decide not to ride or something.
Exactly.
Like, no,
Yeah.
we'll just walk to the end. We don't want to get on the roller coaster. We'll meet you guys at the end of the line, or
Yeah.
or we're just gonna get out of the line completely.
Yeah. But meanwhile, they still earn their place in the afterlife.
Yeah.
Even though they decided not to really.
Yeah, now you could definitely make a case for that, right? You could say, okay, well, if the whole point of the afterlife is these people went through some harrowing experience together, what are the big moments on the show that bound the Losties together, and how many times were Rose and Bernard a part of that?
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be an interesting thing to look at. It seems like they just get an honorary placement no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. But it just seems a bit inconsistent. In terms of their investment, not only in like the main story, but just in the other characters. Like how much did they care about the other characters versus the other characters, each other. It just seems on a different level. Like they Rose and Bernard cared about Bernard and Rose.
Yeah, they were their own best friends, and they weren't anyone else's best friends.
Yeah,
I mean, they were there to talk. Rose had some moments with Jack every now and then or something.
Yeah.
But besides those fleeting moments, there was never any big like, oh God, it's Jack and Rose, and they're trapped in a cave, and they've got to like work together to get out of it or something, or there wasn't any huge specific situation that bound those people to anybody else besides the plane crash and the usual sort of drama throughout the seasons.
Yeah, and I never really got over the season 5 thing when they showed up, when Sawyer and Juliet and Kate showed up, and they were like, Jack's gonna let off a nuclear bomb, and they were like, who cares?
Yeah.
You know, like that was their reaction to that, you know. And is that a group of people that they're so invested in they're going to meet up with them in the end? I don't know.
Hmm.
It's just weird. It's just weird to me. Who cares, they say. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I get why they said who cares, but it's still weird. It's still weird to just be like, oh well, that's a JP, right? That's a Jack
Yeah,
problem.
it's JP. It's a J. You know what? We'll catch it. We'll catch it later. You know,
If we're
it's
all
cool.
alive after, if he succeeds and or doesn't, and we're all alive, fine. If not, whatever.
Yeah,
Again, I think it makes sense for an older couple to
sure.
have that kind of mentality to say, listen, we can't react to every single thing some crazy thing somebody decides to do. We're too old for this shit, they might say.
Hmm.
But at the same time, it's just kind of it's like, well, why don't you care about your own life? Like,
Hmm.
what, but
Yeah. Yeah. And it just puts the audience in a weird position. I mean, because like even though it's justifiable for them to say that, the audience should be invested in what's going on with the other characters, right?
yeah.
I mean, why are we watching the show if we don't care if Jack blows up the nuclear bomb or not? Like it just seems weird. But like that puts them in a position of saying the thing that you care about, who cares?
Hmm.
And it's just, to me, it was just weird. I'm just not used to characters that are supposed to be, good guys, basically. Like just saying like fuck it, just not my problem.
Yeah.
It's just a strange reaction that it really bothered me in the season 5. When they came back in season 6, I liked it better because they did actually do something.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I felt like that was a little. I felt like that was a better version of them not caring. Like they still said, okay, you can't stay here. We don't get involved. We broke our rule to help you out. You know, but when Smokey shows up, they actually stand up to him.
Yeah.
You know, and Desmond's the one who says, no, okay, I'll go. You know, and they give him the chance. They're like, okay, you don't have to go.
Hmm.
And so I was like, okay, that's like that's the kind of, like, they're not trying to like climb cliffs and jump in rivers and stuff. Like they're not doing anything that's outside of their capabilities, but they're at least like throwing in their lives and their sort of power that they have with the
Hmm.
good guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I sort of like that version.
All right. Well, you want to get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, start your players. We'll get synced up here and watch some SOS.
Let's do it.
All right. What's happening? Did I press play?
I don't know. Doesn't look like it.
We'll see. Quick, Justin Vamp.
Okay. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I was gonna say, but we were just gonna start the episode. So now I'll just kind of go on about that a little bit more. I kind of feel like they didn't really understand what was going on in season 6 as much, but I would just feel that a character being in a well versus a character is gonna set off a nuclear bomb, like the one to say I don't care is maybe the the bomb one. I don't know. It seems to me like that's more. It's just a more of a serious problem, at least
Hmm.
on the surface. Because they didn't really have any idea what why he was in that well and what Smokey wanted to do and what that meant. Of course, in the end, it would have been, the island would have been destroyed and stuff, and so it would have been similar to the nuclear bomb. But they had no reason to know that. So just I don't know. It's just it's a little bit imbalanced, that whole thing.
Hmm. All right, I'm getting back up here. Something happened. The program crashed.
Doing a restart. Yeah. Okay.
Um, what's your favorite Rose and Bernard moment?
Oh man, that's a hard one. Uh I I do think this scene with can't believe I'm doing this. Why not though? I can name some stuff. I do think the scene with Rose and Jack in the pilot is pretty good. Um,
Hmm.
and where she's like, I'm letting you off the hook for, because you said you'd wait with me until Bernard got back or whatever. It was a good scene.
Yeah.
But the pilot was just good in general. Um,
All right, I'm back
uh,
up. You can stop talking now.
oh no, but I had more.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I had so much more. You got me started. No, I was gonna say Bernard in the tree. I think that was pretty cool.
Okay.
I enjoyed that. Other 48 days,
Yeah.
and yeah, and I think, um, I think Bernard, you know, shooting the dynamite, like that was as action oriented as they were ever gonna get.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and then season 4, Rose saying we're not going anywhere with that man.
Nice. With
That
that
was
man.
that man. We're not going anywhere with that man.
And that's the thing. Like, it's one of the few times, right? Because we talk about the characters not really, sometimes not seeming aware of their situation or something, and so it's kind of interesting to have Rose and Bernard and like that specifically that comment of her basically telling the audience she realizes that trouble follows him around.
Hmm.
That it's not, she's not just buying gonna just blindly follow him because he's the lead on the TV show.
Hmm.
She's like, no, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it wasn't clear to me that, but it sort of makes sense, because from their point of view, like Locke looks kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like he disappears, he runs off with the others,
Hmm.
and then like next time you see him, he's throwing a knife into Naomi's back, and
Yeah.
then like trying to like get Jack not to call the freighter to rescue them, and it's like, okay, this
Yeah,
guy.
no, it's crazy. And then, remember when he shows up with Boone? Boone's injured, then
Oh,
he
yeah.
disappears.
And then he disappears. Yeah, 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 totally.
Oh, he's all kinds of crazy.
Yeah, 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 yeah. From there, and I mean, he's involved with all kinds of shit that just yeah. I mean, when the hatch explodes, like there's so many points where it's like,
Yeah, the
you know,
submarine. I
the
mean,
submarine, exactly. It's just like, yeah. You definitely don't, and it was of course a good idea because every red shirt that went with Locke died in a famously hilarious scene.
yeah, yeah, it was sad.
Not
Anyway,
that they were red shirts. They probably wouldn't have died if they went with him because they're not red shirts. But still, though,
yeah.
still, I say.
All right, I am ready.
All right, let's do this episode.
Okay, here we go. We'll do the countdown.
Okay.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right here.
Right where? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I don't believe you.
No, I'm done lying.
Oh, the best line ever. Oh, I'm done lying.
Yeah, that's really good.
Wait, they in with the food?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, pantry time.
Gotta set up that pantry.
Nobody else will.
Who wants this giant bucket of carrots?
Look at that whole corn. Is that whole corn?
Whole corn.
There's just nothing but corn in there?
Yeah, whole corn. Like I never see them eating stuff like that.
They never do. Those things are empty.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's like
Having a bad day. Ouch. On eating. Oh. Or I should say on starving. You've given up on starving.
yes.
Uh-oh. Somebody press that button. Hurry up.
Gotta push it. Gotta push that button.
Push it, push it, push it, push it. Oh, I love this.
Oh man.
Well, wait, what was it? There was a question mark and nothing else?
Okay. Okay. Wait. There's
There was some
something.
sort of bird down here.
Something about Latin and bad plans. He was about to fall asleep.
What's with that, like, the shot through the crutch? That was weird.
That
Look at
was
that
weird.
shot through the crutches.
They're framing, they're framing Jack through the crutch.
Just we want to get you through the crutch here.
Yeah, I remember seeing the like preview for that, and I saw him like trying to remember Blaster. I was like, "It's gonna be so cool. He's gonna remember all the details."
Yeah,
And
he's gonna track down all the island, all the different stations.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was. Well, glad that happened.
And scene. Like, he turns himself on.
Yeah, that was robotic. That was weird.
Yeah, it's like he powered up.
Like, what position was he in to sit up like that?
Well, I think he was like leaning over, cowering from starvation.
Oh, okay.
Is that a doctor joke?
Yep. He's not lying though.
Yeah, no, he's not.
His Benson manner was really bad.
So, yeah, okay, I'm like, let's talk about that he's not Henry.
Oh, he's bringing up the famous speech. Oh, right. I know where this is leading.
Mm-hmm. But see, isn't that weird though? It's like they caught him in a lie, but at the same time, his if he was lying, like he said, this is what I would do if I'm one of them. I am one of them, but I didn't do that thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a weird thing.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And then Jack's like, the thing that you would have done if you were one of them, but you are one of them and didn't do, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah. So that means I'm one of you, right?
Yeah, it's just.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that was a crazy line. Yeah,
I
'cause
remember that.
It was not about Walt. It was like, what?
Yeah, that was. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, yeah, they will eventually.
No, they will. They'll just totally leave him
They
for you.
don't really care about Walt that much. I promise.
She's been driving in snow her whole life. She's doing something wrong.
Driving in snow is annoying. That's what I learned.
Yes.
Oh.
A little calendar comedy.
Yeah.
The often heard calendar comedy.
Is you really don't hear enough calendar based jokes.
No, you really don't.
It's an unmined resource. But I guess that's just that's the Bernard difference.
Absolutely not. Oh, he didn't say that.
Absolutely not. No,
He gets
sorry.
in his car and leaves.
Yeah, that was the big moment.
Yeah, that's where it all started, ladies and gentlemen.
She never learned how to drive in the snow.
Mm-mm. Yeah, right. Like, you're on this diet for this episode?
Yeah, that so doesn't last. I specifically remember you eating some old Dharma crackers.
Oh, he's gonna eat it up.
Oh my god, that was a Frogurt reference.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to watch that guy eventually.
I got an idea, and I can't tell you now, or else the audience won't keep watching.
Yeah, and if we gave it away, they would be disappointed already.
Yep.
Actually, I was thinking about getting caught in a net and
It's only room in there for two, so
wasn't planning to.
do you have better things to do?
Yeah, I don't really believe that. That was kind of bullshit. Dr. Giggles. That's a really weird reference.
Yeah, it's too creepy for what he's talking about.
Yeah, like it kind of makes no sense. Because he's neither evil nor hilarious.
Yeah, maybe. Depends on the answer. If it's I stole it from you, Sawyer, then yes, it matters.
Yeah, that's definitely what he was getting at.
Said like it was a different language. In your hatch. Like, it was a whole season about that.
Do you remember? God, don't you even watch Lost?
Nope, that's where you went too far with your logic.
Yeah, wrong, wrong. It was a drone. There wasn't even anyone in there.
Yeah.
Just give up now. It's pointless. Satellite is not gonna see the island.
Well, no, God can't even see the island.
That's what I'm saying.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Oh!
Oh.
A
Oh.
lesser D profession.
Oh, sick burn. Oh man, that woman liked that one.
Yeah, she did.
It's like, whew.
And I
I'm
like that
glad I see
she's
that.
specifically in the back heckling him.
Yeah.
She's not standing next to him like so for support.
No, 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 no. It's like she's part of the crowd.
I'd have to imagine this response from Rose is coming from the fact that she doesn't want to leave.
You think so?
I have to imagine that that's why she's so specifically upset about it.
That seems like a plausible theory. I don't know. We'll
Cause look
see.
at that face. That's she's hiding something there. You know?
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, what else would she? Why else would she be against Bernard orchestrating people doing SOS?
I assume she just,
She says you're giving these people false hope, but that's she's speaking for herself, right? Like, she doesn't want to believe they'll get rescued. She wants to stay there.
maybe.
We'll keep it in mind. We'll see.
I don't believe it yet, but I'm at like 20%.
All right. You think Jacob's at that restaurant somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
He's in the back cooking up food.
Yeah, yeah. That would be hilarious, actually. I think it's interesting isn't the word, but what do I want to say? I think it's notable that they met like late in life. Like they
Mm,
weren't married for like 30, 40 years.
yeah.
Oh,
And,
right.
and specifically that, at least for him, he hasn't been married before.
Yeah. Yeah. Cuz like they behave like an old married couple, but they're kind of newlyweds.
Yeah, they're an old, comma, married couple.
Yes. Exactly. Thank you. The comma is what matters there.
Yes. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Check,
Uh-oh.
please.
Uh-oh. Get out your hankies.
It's hanky time.
I can't believe how long they carry on the mystery of what they're building,
Pretty long. Pretty long.
considering how little it matters.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, what are they building? Like, there's
Like,
nothing.
and they can't stop what they're doing to go help Bernard. Like, it's gotta be done
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, exactly. And like, they're not gonna care about this in like a few more days.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, that was the reveal.
No, not too much longer.
I thought it was gonna be later. Okay, so he's just gonna use that as another.
Some literal and some figurative. No, that's Bernard's greatest line. I like it
Yeah,
better when you just hit people with your stick.
yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was good. Oh, that stick. All right, Locke. No, don't throw it away. That was the good one.
Now he's throwing. Who empties the trash? You know, he's throwing all this
Yeah.
stuff in the trash. Does anyone go and look and see? Oh,
And just
Locke is
put it
working on
where?
something.
You go like somewhere in the forest and dump the trash? Like,
Ugh,
there's really no.
there's no place, right?
Yeah, like, yeah, I don't think they really worry about that very much. But that's a good point, actually.
What is Anna Lucia doing?
She's like repairing a bicycle? I have no idea what she's doing. There's some shit going on down there, and I hear like a
It
wrench.
looked like a motorcycle engine, but you know, I'm not an engine expert.
Okay, maybe it's a motorcycle. I was thinking bicycle.
No, I don't know what it is.
I wonder if they even tell us. I don't remember her repairing random shit for no reason.
Yeah. Oh, here it
Oh
comes.
my god. Oh my god. They get so much out of this shit.
Yeah. Who needs food or water when he can survive on Locke's aggression, you know, pain and frustration?
Exactly. That smile, man. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so creepy. Frogurt.
Hence why I needed help. Did he understand a half mile to a lava
Yeah.
field? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, if Sun didn't translate that, I don't think he has any idea what's going on right now.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, there's a man here and he's talking to me. Oh no.
I feel like her cancer makes her like a curmudgeon or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow. Like, does this guy need the goats?
Well, I think when you're that far out, yeah, you're probably growing and doing your own food and
He
stuff.
gonna have some goats. He's got goat cheese. He makes some goat cheese every night.
Goat cheese, goat milk,
Goat milk, yeah. Goat
goat
milk and goat
goat
cheese.
meat.
You can eat goat. You can have some goat.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Isaac of Uluru. That really, that really doesn't instill a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
It sounds like completely made up.
All from a man named Jacob.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. That's Jacob should definitely be involved in that part
Yeah.
because that's why they're in Australia.
Ouch. See, she doesn't like it when people try to save her, like do something she doesn't. You know, I feel like that's what that S.O.S thing is. It's
Yeah,
she doesn't like when he takes things matters into his own hands
yeah,
for her own choice.
yeah. You're right.
also there.
Ow.
That was his line. If you have time to fix your hut, you have time to move some rocks. I missed that. What does that mean?
He's saying I'll pass.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
pun
Is it?
slash nickname.
Okay.
I think. I mean, it's like his fancy, weird way of saying pass. You know, like, I don't know. Like Deuterino or something.
Like what?
Like Deuterino.
Okay.
Like just taking a word and like adding stuff to it, but Pasadena also exists. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all I got. It makes sense in my head.
See, this is it. This is why she's upset.
It's a big thing.
He's always trying to do.
Mm-hmm. She'd really like Jacob. He loves letting shit
Ooh.
happen.
She just threw her life in her face. Yeah, no, she would have loved Jacob. He does nothing all the time.
Never do anything. Marry me.
Did I say something? Oh, Bernard.
What happened?
And I was just gonna say, Kate should be flattered. I was gonna say that he chose Kate over Ana Lucia,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know why. Oh, well, maybe that's why. And that was a great line, by the way.
Yep. Yep.
Take your flattery and throw it away, cause
He even says he asked Saeed first.
yeah.
Which he could be lying about that, but it's even the fact that he said it.
And why wouldn't Saeed want to go?
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, he wouldn't want to go because they don't want an episode where Jack and Saeed get caught in a net.
Yeah. Uh-oh, remember this?
I forgot about this.
Yeah, this is it. This is where the net happens.
Yeah, and this was like a weird running thing, these dolls.
The children's toys.
Yeah. Yeah, like Rousseau found that crate of dolls.
See, if Jack had just screamed no while standing where he was, it would only been Kate
Mhm.
in that net, and
Instead
then
of
Jack,
screaming
then
no,
Jack could have gotten Kate down, but instead,
yeah.
like, he was like no and had to run towards her.
And he dives where she is.
Yeah. Oh, they got caught in a net.
Hmm.
That's how babies are made, right?
It is now.
On the island, at least.
Well, that's not the gun.
Now, what are you gonna do with that? Why don't they shoot above them where the rope is? You know what I mean? Just point the gun straight up.
Yeah, you're right. Seems easier.
Yeah. He actually got his whole arm out, which is helpful.
Yeah.
Man, he could have totally shot them as they fell when he fell with that gun.
Yeah, you're right. That was dangerous.
Yeah.
And that's how Kate died.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Keep yelling at him. He'll probably get it. You weren't supposed to understand that. Yeah, Bernard, a little too much. Your plan's too ambitious there.
Yeah, yeah,
And, realistically, you have plenty of time to finish that.
yeah. That's true.
My
There's no big rush.
spot!
Get out my spot!
My spot! Oh.
Whoa! Sick burn.
Ouch! Too
Whoa!
soon.
Oh! Where it hurts.
You did not. That sounds crazy. So she just called him a fool?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
In my spot!
I spotted you.
In my spot! Oh no, I'm done with the hatch.
Done with the
Can you
hatch.
believe it?
Bullshit. You are not done with the
See?
hatch.
She knows him so well. Oh, this was interesting.
All right.
Ouch, that was like, what? The ears prick up,
Yeah.
and she looks like, huh? What?
Mhm.
Who? Me? What do you know? Did you see me on the plane in a wheelchair? Do you know that?
Yep. Yep. It was a good one.
Yeah, that was.
Because like at this point, no one else knows about it.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, I guess he told Walt or something, but like in general, like no one really knows that that happened.
Yeah.
So it's like it's kind of a big deal.
And that line is piecing together this flashback, with her cancer, and we don't
Yeah,
exactly know why she said that yet.
that's true. That's true.
In terms of her own perspective.
Right, right. Could just be about Locke.
Yeah. You must be Rose.
Oh man.
I tried to do Australian and it went astray.
Sight. Sight.
He's not too far from looking like Patrick Stewart. He's
He
got
could
the
definitely
profile is pretty close.
put on one of those uniforms.
Yeah.
Convincing.
He'd be his brother or his older son or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe it's not explainable.
Maybe he's from a cave of light. Why isn't this guy a candidate?
Yeah. It's a good question.
Or is he just a fraud?
He really could be. They're always willing to say shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't really know because I think the only time we see him is here, and he's gonna say what he's about to say right now.
Yeah.
It's really weird. This is pretty similar to the psychic scene, actually.
It's almost like they know that there's some destiny that they have, and once they realize that, they can't tell them that. So they have to sort of, sort of step back and let them walk into their destiny without sort of impeding them in a way. It's a weird like thing that it seems like it's I don't know. It seems like he's telling her what she needs to know to go to the place she needs to go to, without saying, you know, I'm gonna send you to this place, even though it seems like I'm telling you no.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna lie to him.
Wow. But he's gonna figure it out pretty fast.
Yeah, if you end up
If
dying,
I, it's raining? How inconvenient.
what? Why and how and when? Wow, knowledge sharing on the island.
Yep. Yep. Oh, I hadn't mentioned that yet.
What?
Ah,
You found a medical hatch and didn't tell the doctor?
yeah. Lockers? What?
Yeah, this makes no sense why they were dressing up. It still doesn't ever make sense.
No. No, and they never have a line where they're like, "That's why we dressed up,"
Yeah,
or where someone's like, "Why did you dress up?" Like it. They just kind of move on
yeah.
and pretend like it never happened. I mean, yeah, I think it's just kind of a evolving others retconny kind of situation. Oh right, his big thing is oh, they go to the line.
This
That's
is
the
the
point.
line, yeah. As if the others are, they just live on the other side of that line, right in the
Yeah,
bushes.
yeah. And they're just gonna like show up.
They're at a book club meeting right now.
This camera's spinning too much,
Yeah.
but I am gonna leave pretty soon. Wait, how is it? How is it raining where Jack and Kate are?
Listen, don't ask questions. I would have to. I mean, maybe there's some time gaps here. Like this,
Okay,
they're not happening at the same time.
okay. It's gonna rain later or something, and
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
I mean, it was only raining over there for atmosphere for that scene, right? Like
yeah,
there was no
totally.
reason otherwise.
Yeah, no, that's always why they have the rain. But usually it's kind of needs to rain on pretty much the whole island.
Yeah. What?
What? So, um, speaking of things that the show never really explained,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this random healing thing never quite got an explanation. You know, like they they have Locke and stuff, and they have the pool and the temple, but they never really explain how like it just randomly heals people when they're just sitting there on the island.
The best explanation is what Isaac said. I mean, there's energies, and we know this island has energies. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
best we get.
Yeah, there's energies. You're right. That's what it is. But I feel like if Jacob's directing them there, he knows they're going to get healed, and like in some sense he's responsible, and it's just like, but they never really say that. And same thing for Locke.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's just random, like you said, like just lucky their energies coincide or something. It also like takes away somewhat from Locke's specialness that it happens to Rose too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, there's a thing later about like Locke not being able to walk, and they kind of make a big deal about it. I mean, there's some speech Ben has about oh, if they found out you know you couldn't walk before, people would come see you or something, like an attraction. Like it's this weird big thing, that's particular to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it even leads to him being, leader of the others and all that stuff. But like, I think they don't even realize. Oh, well, it happened to Rose too, and like,
Mm-hmm.
no one's really, no one's really trying to make Rose do anything crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for their characters, it's a nice little moment. He realizes they're all gonna stay. So this is their retirement plan, basically. Like,
Yeah,
if you can't leave, I can't leave. So we're staying here.
yeah, that's it. I guess that's the end of their arc. They reunite, and then why do they want to stay there?
You mean why do they want to leave? Oh, you mean explaining why they want to stay there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Everybody presses his button.
Oh,
He said he was done with it, but now he's
mm,
back in the hatch.
he went straight. Rose talked him into it.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what? You couldn't walk before, so get back on the horse
Get back on the path, you mean?
or the path.
Yeah.
The mysterious path that doesn't exist, but it certainly feels like it
It
exists.
looks like it hurts him to draw this.
It does. It does. He looks pained. He's like writing over stuff.
Yeah, he ran out of paper. Now he's just like
Oh,
gonna use anything he's got.
that's what happened,
Why
right?
doesn't he spend time trying to trigger the door to come down again? I don't know.
I agree. I feel like that's the most logical thing. And of course, we find out in the finale that that's literally the way they made the map. Like you put two wires together in a door and like it comes down. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's pretty easy.
All right. So sentimental montage.
Yeah, so now Mata's number 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. At this point, I think they've earned it, but I'm still not necessarily a fan.
Yeah.
But at least like stuff's happened at this point where it feels like they can share some
Is,
tender
is,
moments.
is, is Harley really cracking her up with finger puppets, shadow puppets, really?
What's not believable about that?
Really? Are you really cracking up? I mean, even as a kid, they weren't that funny. Well, there's Man in Black as a puppy, as Sawyer looked defeated after giving that dog that food.
Dude.
He was like, "Oh, that was my last food forever."
Mm-hmm. No, it was, yeah. It's like Sawyer's only friend.
Oh, yeah, right. Everyone else has got somebody that they're with, except for him. Maybe that's what that was about.
I think that's what that was about.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
Kate's off with Jack.
Mm-hmm.
She all dry now. I don't know how that happened.
Well, they waited all night.
Yeah, but all right. It never rained on the other. Okay, whatever.
It depends on how far out they are. I can buy it. It can only rain on one part of the island.
Maybe they're far enough.
But if,
Yeah.
you know, They'd have
I
to
guess
travel miles.
it's possible. It's possible.
But the sky wasn't even gray on the beach, right? So,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, don't call it.
Oh, surprise! I didn't know he was gonna say that.
It's weird how many of these little things I remember from season two. It was
Yeah. I just want to
every
know
detail.
they were just about to kiss again until they heard the noise.
Yeah, you're totally right. Every detail seemed like it mattered back then. Oh shit, that's what happens right now.
Hmm?
I was like, why are they having this scene at the end of the episode? This is why.
Oh yeah. Let me guess. It's
Vincent!
it's Vincent again.
I'm here! Sawyer told me, fuck you!
Give me some food and tell me to scram. That's not Vincent.
Oh shit! How was he carrying the torch?
Oh no. Then why is he passed out now?
Yeah, he's kind of faking it,
Could
I think.
he knew some people were there and he could just I mean, what if those are the others he ran into? Like, would you really just pass out?
Yeah.
All right.
Again,
Well,
spoiler alert.
SOS.
S.O. fucking S.
Save our show? I don't know. Don't have a good pun there. But all right. Well, not the worst episode, not the worst.
No, it was alright, you know.
Yeah, some decent character stuff.
Yeah.
Now that we know where Rose and Bernard end up and their whole journey, watching their origin story is fine. It's very quick. It's somewhat interesting.
Yeah, relative to most characters, like it's like the episode itself is not fast paced, but when you consider the other characters' backstories and how they're spread out over time, it really does go pretty fast. We go from the scene where they meet each other to marriage proposal to Australia, like in like 3 scenes.
Yeah, yeah, it moves pretty quick.
Like it's like they're not fucking around. They're like we are gonna finish off their story right now. Like we don't have to tell you anything more about Rose and Bernard ever
Yeah.
for in terms of the backstory. Like that's it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it was fine. And there were other things happening, not particularly exciting things,
Yeah.
but business in the hatch. We got the church scene. Obviously, we got the caught in the net thing,
Mhm.
and Michael coming back at the end is a good ending. It makes you want to see the next episode at least. I remember that being a thing with Lost. Like, watch the last like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's when the interesting stuff happens.
Yeah, so it didn't actually. Yeah, it had the sentimental montage, but that wasn't the very end. So it was a little kind of a trick in a way of like, oh, here's the end of the show. No, here's a little bit more.
Exactly. Yeah, because when they end the episode on that, it's disappointing.
Yeah.
But at least they ended with some plot advancement. Ben's little smile when Locke's like calling through the door was really good.
Yeah. I think
that was one of the better moments of the episode.
These next couple episodes I vividly remember watching, when they were first airing and seeing the next on Lost and trying to guess what's gonna happen. And I think after this one,
yes,
the next on Lost is about Michael and he's trying to get people together and it's like what is he doing and
yep.
Yeah, I remember being really crazy. But yeah, that was a whole thing of watching the next on Lost and trying to guess like what's gonna happen next week.
Exactly. I found them. And then you're the killer, Ana Lucia.
Oh man, that was great.
Like, yeah, I was like, oh my god, what does it mean? What is he doing?
Yeah.
She killed Goodwin. It was
You're the killer. I made him British.
Yeah, it's he could be British.
A little bit. He would be more terrifying in British. Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely got the like evil British villain demeanor.
Yeah.
Without the accent.
That's all he's missing.
Exactly. But yeah, it was a good. The shot was like, I don't know if it was the lighting or the angle, but like his face looks really, really creepy. And
Who? Oh, Ben.
yeah, when he's
Yeah.
smiling when Locke's banging on the door. Like they don't usually film his face like that.
Hmm.
It's there's just something weird about it.
Yeah, for him being in one scene, he makes an impression, and he
Yeah,
doesn't even have to talk. You know.
yeah, you're right. You're right. He really didn't. He said like three words.
And
The whole
what I like about that is, besides the obvious, is you don't really even know why he's smiling. Because if you like us, and you've seen all of it, you know what's happening. Like, we don't know if he pressed the button or not, right? We still don't know if he actually pressed it or not. So but the thing is, why is he smiling? Now the obvious answer is because he's frustrated Locke,
yeah.
but he hasn't necessarily convinced Locke of anything specific because Locke doesn't wants to know if he pressed the button or not, right? So
Hmm.
it's not like Locke thinks he did either one. So it's not like Ben saying, "Oh, I convinced him I pressed the button," or "I convinced him I
Right.
didn't press the button." It's I confused him. Ha ha ha. That's kind of all he's got in that moment.
Yeah.
So I don't know what exactly he's getting out of that besides just that satisfaction of ruffling Locke's feathers.
I mean, in retrospect, that's really all I see. I think he must have pushed the button based on what we find out later.
Hmm.
So just by whatever, like the button would have to behave like it skipped around or something if he didn't press it. But
Yeah.
I mean, we see what happens when they don't press it, and the plane crashed, and then the thing at the end of the season. So yeah, I think that answer. But yeah, I mean, I do think it seems to be just as simple as he's frustrated Locke.
Yeah.
But I feel like he I don't know exactly what his plan is with Locke. I mean, I'm kind of confused to this day about exactly what the story is with Locke and Ben and the others, and you
Wait,
know,
what? You're confused about major plots of the show? If you're confused at this point, I hate to tell you, buddy. I don't know if it's going to get any better with this commentary series.
no, I know, I obviously, but it just it seems like a fair time to voice it because yeah, like it sort of works because I mean there certainly is the idea that he likes to manipulate Locke and he continues to do so for the rest of his life, but but is there something more to it than that? Does he have a long term plan for Locke? Like I don't really know. There's the whole thing that Locke time traveled and told Richard to go see him when he was born, and
Hmm.
they sort of know that, or at least some of them do. And so there's this weird idea of a prophecy, because he said Jacob sent me, and uh, uh, but then Ben is jealous because it's sort of like he maybe is supposed to be the leader of the others or something. He's a threat, but like how much does he care about that versus, like I just don't really know because the way the plot develops like doesn't allow us to know
Wait,
like
what don't you know?
what exactly he's thinking right now about Locke. Like what does he want to accomplish with Locke specifically by fucking with him, by confusing him, by telling him lies and frustrating him. Like what exactly
Hmm.
is his goal? What is his attitude towards Locke? What threat does Locke pose to him or not? Or is it just general? He knows Locke is easy to manipulate. He wants to manipulate everyone he can, or is it specific? Like it's hard to tell.
Now, he doesn't know that Locke is supposed to be leader of the others, right?
Uh, uh, I think it's possible that he knows that. But I don't really know. This is a story point that I'm kind of confused about. Because like Richard knows,
Yeah.
and also Locke while he was time traveling, he appeared to Ethan, and told him that he was their leader.
Hmm.
So I feel like and when he arrives with the others, like they're all expecting him, and they're all like, anticipating him and stuff, you know.
Well, but by that point, it was
So,
clear that Ben wasn't the leader anymore, right? I mean, I felt when the situation was different by then, right?
Ben's still the leader at that point. I mean, because you know, he makes him kill his dad or whatever, you know.
Well, yeah, he's still the leader, but I mean, like, somehow the others know that Locke is special, and I'm trying to remember how do they get that in? Like, how do they know?
Yeah, I mean the thing, like, if I remember right, I think Richard basically says like they found out that you were healed, you know, that you could walk again,
Ah, yeah, okay,
you know. But like, I feel like it has to be more than that,
yeah.
you know, because Richard knows this thing, and because like they have the healing pool in the temple, like it's not. I don't know. It shouldn't be that crazy to them that people get healed. You know, it's you know they
Well,
know the island does
how
that.
often do they ever use the pool? Like, do we even know if they use that?
We don't.
I mean, we know that Richard knows about it because he took
Right.
young Ben to the pool,
They used it on Ben, yeah.
but we don't really know that the others. I mean, yeah, that the others in general. Well, we know Dogan knew something about it because he
Certainly.
tried on Saeed. So I
Yep.
guess, yeah, okay, I guess you could say they know about it. Enough of them know about it.
I mean, at least some. Yeah, it's hard to know like how many others know what, because obviously some of them had no fucking idea what was going on, as season 6 made clear.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think some of those others thought they were just they joined a softball team or something. Like,
yeah, that's exactly what happened.
this is season start, guys. We haven't even practiced. Jacob, is that the coach? What?
Oh man, that you know, it's shockingly close to reality. That's why I laugh. Yeah, no, I mean, but yeah, no, I mean, the level of information spread is not clear, but like there was this idea, you know, and then at the end of season 4, you know, when Benson's locked away and he's like, they'll be waiting for you, and then Richard's like, we were waiting for you, you know, and they're all looking at him, and
Mhm.
like he's, and since you know, between the time. I mean, it's not like in season 4 he really did anything magical, you know. So like, it's the same lock. So I feel like they must have known about the time. Like my best attempt to understand it is that the fact that he time traveled and told them he was their leader and that Jacob sent him is the reason why they expect him to be their leader later.
Yeah, and it's weird. I just think Richard didn't do a good job of. Well, Jacob didn't do a good job of delegating Richard's role, and Richard didn't do a good job of executing the role because ideally he's supposed to gather people who come to the island and unify them against Man in Black, basically. Like make
Mm-hmm.
sure that that they're not corrupted by Man in Black.
Yep.
But that being said, no one told Richard that he needed to organize the group around worshiping Jacob.
Right.
And that there would be other leaders to follow.
Yeah.
So it's weird that Richard would allow Locke to become the leader without getting direct confirmation from Jacob.
Yeah.
Just the happenstance of the time travel, which is not inconsequential, obviously, and the fact that Locke mentions Jacob by name, gives him enough evidence. But it seems like, yeah, why not get the word from Jacob and Jacob be like, Locke who? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Uh,
Exactly. And that would be like a heads up, you know, in the 50s. Like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Locke, okay. And then like, you know, when he's thinking about making Locke a candidate, like whenever that happens, you know, like okay, so Richard met this guy in the 50s and he said I sent him, you
hmm
know. Whereas I know I never did that.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like that could be he could like 3 years ahead of time. He could be like, "Oh wow, I think Man in Black's like planning a scheme here."
hmm
You know, he could have realized that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Like it's lack of communication. It's like Richard and Jacob communicate when they when they want to say they did, but like they never seem to tell each other anything important.
Yeah.
So it's just yeah, it's just kind of a mess. And then that trickles down to whatever Richard knew, how much did the others know, how much did Ben know? It's not clear. And so that's why the scene of Ben smiling is not, while effective, it's not 100% clear what's motivating him.
Yeah, and it's like, well, what does he want out of all of this? If he wants Jack to do the surgery, he's going about it the hard way.
I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That part seems to have nothing to do with Jack doing the surgery. I feel like that's kind of a retconny answer because that's what ended up happening.
Yeah, why didn't Ben just come to the beach, stumble
Hmm.
upon the beach, and instead of getting caught and being told by a third party that he's a liar and will continue to lie forever, he can come to the beach and pretend like he was in the plane and he got lost somewhere and he's been he could try the Henry Gale lie, or he can just say I was on A15. Well, yeah, he knows about A15. It's like,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yep.
I was on A15 and I got lost on the island. I've been foraging for myself, and I decided to comb the beach for any survivors.
Yeah, yeah,
And that way, he can present himself on a neutral front to Jack and those guys,
yeah.
and not come off like a villain from the beginning. And then he can say, "Oh, by the way, I need some surgery.
Hmm.
Don't ask me how I knew I needed surgery. I just feel something in my back. I don't know."
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
With
that part's muddled.
Yeah, totally. Deeply muddled. That goes back to something I've thought, for a while, which is like considering the fact that, like you said, I mean, the origin story for the others is that Jacob got Richard to basically be there to deliver messages and prevent the people that he brings to the island from being corrupted by the Man in Black and stuff. That was the idea. Uh, and so, like, it seems to me what should have happened is when the plane crashed, instead of sending infiltrators and kidnapping, they should have just gone over there and said, "Welcome to the island. Uh, you know, blah blah blah. You've been brought here by Jacob. Blah blah blah.
Hmm.
He would like it if you do the following things."
Yeah.
And
Like,
you
have literally like an orientation. Like, okay, listen,
yeah,
this is the island. This is what happened. This people come
yeah.
here. You can't get off.
Smoke
Uh,
this.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
Blah,
Like, listen, hey,
blah, blah.
come join. You know, I, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna tell you why this can't work. But like, come join the others. We follow Jacob, and it's fine if you don't want to come with us, but be warned, there's a evil force on the island
Mhm.
who, if you don't come with us, then he'll come after you. Blah blah blah. Like,
Yeah,
they could have done that, but of course now, the two reasons that they didn't and couldn't. One is that Ben is their leader and he's manipulative and evil, and
sure.
and so he's gonna do things that way.
And
But
that's important.
the other thing is they do have secrets they want to protect.
Mhm.
So the fact that they can get off the island is a secret they want to protect. So they
Right.
can't just be too open with everything. And they have a nice habitat they don't want to share, right? So
Right.
they have these secrets, which is why they can't really come out with open arms. But it would have been a lot more helpful, I think, if they did.
Yeah, and more in the spirit of what Jacob intended,
Yes.
seemingly, from what he says.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And then spinal surgeon, it's pretty cool. Happen to have a spinal problem.
Mm-hmm,
What
mm-hmm.
do you say? Do some surgery for me. How about that?
Yeah, it would have been like, wait, you're a what? You're a spinal surgeon? Well, would you look at that? I need spinal surgery. Oh,
Mhm.
thank Jacob for bringing us together. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't a coincidence.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And then as you're being helpful, as you're presenting a welcoming sort of environment, I think Jack's more inclined to do the surgery than he was under the conditions that
Yeah.
he ended up doing it, where it was like all this shit with Cade and Sawyer and playing him off against him, and then Juliet got in there, and then it was just like, and then he ends up like using the operation to threaten them and let Cade and Sawyer escape, and it's just like that
Hmm.
didn't need to happen. Jack does that for a living, like, if he doesn't think you're evil, like he in general he helps people with his medical abilities, like that's
And here's the thing too, like if the others want people off the island, right? Which is what they don't want outsiders on the island, generally speaking. Ben could have easily said, "Hey, Jack, you're a spinal surgeon. You do my surgery. I'll get everyone off the island because we don't want him here anyway." You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I do the surgery, and I will put everyone on the submarine and get them off the island. The show is
Yeah.
over in 2 episodes.
We should write for television.
We should, because the first thing we do is minimize all the drama and make everything nice and easy.
That's what everyone wants to
That's what
see.
everyone wants. No drama.
I want no problems. I want everything to just work out perfectly the first time.
Exactly. I don't want
Everybody's happy.
any secrets. I don't want any subtext. Say what you mean and mean what you say.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the rule. That's how you gotta run a show.
That's how you write TV, man. Any other way is just what's that word? Entertaining.
That is the word. That is the word.
Word. But yeah, so many woulda, coulda, shouldas, on this show. What are you gonna do?
Definitely. I still think it's a good shot, even if it makes no sense.
Oh yeah, no, it's a great shot. It makes no sense.
I can live with that.
All right, well,
I think the only thing that I really appreciate now more than I did then was is the extent to which he enjoys manipulating people.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't think I fully grasped that at the time. I thought it might have been specific. Like specifically this button thing, and it's part of some plan that he's glad is working.
Yeah.
Not just the fact that he manipulates people like as as he breathes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's his way of living, you know. And so like understanding the character like makes it work a little better, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, there's no specific explanation. But hey, it's lost. But at least Kay told Jack about the wigs.
Yeah, and I think I forget, but maybe that's largely because he's not going to be wearing that fake beard when we see him next. Is that maybe why they set this up?
Yeah, it could be. But no, uh, no, I think we see him wearing the beard next time. I think what happens is, I think part of it was to explain the maternity leave stuff, where we see him without the beards and in completely different clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that was it was part of that, because that was the episode where they found the beards.
Yeah.
So they're showing flashbacks, and they're like, they have all this sophisticated technical equipment, and they're dressing kind of just like, quote unquote normal people.
They dress how we dress.
Exactly. And who's to say what normal is? Okay, fine. But like, I agree. But yeah. But then we have these memories of the others, in these crazy sort of jungly, wild costumes, and it's like,
Hmm.
so it provides an explanation for that. But yeah, I think at the end of the season, he's not wearing his beard, and there's this like, "Yo, you forgot your beard," like there's like Ben tells him something like that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, where's your beard? And he's like,
I still really don't get it.
I don't get it either. Makes no
It's
sense.
just why a beard? Why do you need it, and why are you talking about it? I wish they would have buried that with Nikki and Paulo. Just forget it, guys.
Like they kind of do. I mean, as you go into like, okay, it's a little weird. It's a little weird what happens actually, because it's like slightly subtle. As they go into season 3, they don't really talk about beards, I think, anymore at all, and they kind of just dress. They go back to the quote unquote normal dress, the barracks, suburban others kind of thing,
Okay, yeah.
But then, uh, as the after Ben sends them to the temple, and they sort of come back, uh, then they kind of dress up for real, like the costumes,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's kind of a transition where they were faking before, now it's real.
Now it's huh?
And like if you look at the stuff that they're wearing in seasons 4, 5, and 6, it's very much like the stuff that was supposed to be costumes
Yeah.
in it right now. So it's kind of a weird thing. It's like they wanted both things at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was a way to transition between the two, but they never quite, so they dressed the way they wanted them to for the particular kind of role they were playing in the plot.
Yeah, I still don't get it.
Oh, I don't get it either. I'm just saying, like, that's how it worked.
Yeah.
But I feel like I mean, the others just weren't consistently
So you're
portrayed.
saying it's Schrodinger's costuming.
Yeah, basically.
So until you
Oh,
open that locker, you don't know if the clothes are costumes or they're real clothes.
no, I think basically the costume is a fuck up. I mean, I think basically they do dress like that. It's just that when they're living in the barracks,
They don't
they
dress like
don't.
that.
Yeah, I think it's just as simple as that. And
So really, the
but
fuck up is the fake beard.
yeah, that's the fuck
The
up.
idea that that's the biggest part is that it's all theatrical.
Yeah, they went overboard trying to explain the costumes, and really, like, it didn't need that strong of an explanation.
Because would it all still have made sense if we saw everything we saw in the locker except for the fake beard and the glue? Like, because it would have told us, oh, okay, well they have a different
Yeah,
set of clothes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that would have worked a lot better. That would have been more like reality,
Yeah,
actually.
and and there's no conflict with when he has a beard and doesn't have a beard, right? Like
Yeah.
they don't need to explain the beard, right? There's no burning beard relating issues, right? Why did they even beat the beard into it? I'm gonna say
I,
beard some more.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm pretty sure, it's okay. I mean, if we see him in the medical hatch, like, they can shave.
Yeah,
It's okay if he doesn't have a beard later, or whatever, or if he always has a beard and it's real. I mean, the first beard that they showed, it looks real to me.
yeah,
Second beard looks weird, but I don't know. In the second Tom appearance, he just looks really strange for some reason.
yeah.
I don't know what they were doing with him in that episode, but but yeah, I don't think there's no reason why. Like, I honestly, until they showed the glue and the beard, I don't think anyone was like, but what's up with that beard?
Yeah, well, they better explain the beard.
Like, I don't know. I don't remember saying that. I don't remember having any conversations about the beard before they started talking about beards.
Yeah, they brought it up.
Like, they made us think the beard was a mystery.
They do that with everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we would have thought that if they hadn't, like, forced it in our face.
Are
But
you
yeah,
saying
totally.
they were bearding a mystery?
I think so. I think so.
That's a little who's that, the Cranberries?
No, that's Sarah McLachlan.
Oh, Sarah McLachlan, yeah.
Yeah. Canadian, not Irish.
There we go. Same difference, right?
But yeah, I totally see what you're going for there. But I think your locker idea is great, actually. Like just no theatrical glue and no fake beard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tom just shaved. It's okay.
Yeah.
Tom shaved. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if you do that, then
Actually, let me make it one step better. What they should have shown was their contemporary normal attire, quote unquote normal clothes in the lockers, which would have been the idea. Well, I guess they could have gone either way, but I'm thinking the idea is
oh
they put those clothes on. They had the
yeah.
normal clothes on while they're in the hatch,
Mm,
and then when they were going back into the jungle, they put on their regular clothes. So they would have left the modern clothes in the locker, and
right.
then that would have told us, oh, they dress up in modern clothes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think it would have been a little bit.
Is that too far?
It would have been. It's just a little hard to communicate that idea because, like, I feel like if they found the modern clothes in the lockers, it would be like it like it makes it seem like they just forgot them. Which I guess is
Yeah.
what which is I guess is what had to happen. But it's the locker room, right? Like you change there, like that's where those clothes are supposed to be. So it doesn't seem strange that they're there, you know?
Well, but if what they're trying to do is explain why they were wearing modern clothes in the hatch, then I feel like it gets at that better.
Uh, yeah, that's true. But I think they were approaching it from the other direction. Why are they wearing the wild clothes?
Hmm.
Like I think they felt more of a need to explain that. You know what I mean? Than the modern clothes. Like you wear the
Yeah.
modern clothes because that's what you wear. You know, but why are you wearing the crazy clothes?
Yeah. But we
You know?
saw them in the crazy clothes first,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
and we
But
expect that that's what they wear normally. And I
but
feel
I,
like
I
what
just
they have to explain is why they don't wear that sometimes.
but I just feel like if you open the locker and you see the clothes they wore in there, it's like that wouldn't seem like a surprise to me.
Oh
You know,
no, it's not a surprise.
it would be like, yeah, they changed in there.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. It doesn't feel like as much of a reveal
It's
as
not.
the other one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't. It's worse. All right, go back to the other thing that was good.
Like logically it makes sense, but I feel like televisually there's something weird about it.
All right, I'll buy that.
All right, good. That's what I'm selling.
All right, I'll buy it all. Wholesale only.
Excellent.
All right. Well, anything else on this episode?
Let's hope not.
No.
I think
All right.
that's
So the next episode is two for the road.
two for the road.
And that's our first podcast there.
It is.
So we'll have to do some little something special for the next one. Maybe we'll revisit the original Lost Lowdown podcast 124 podcasts ago, maybe.
That sounds about right.
And which is a little big number. Wow. And yeah, maybe we do some trivia. I don't know. We'll do something interesting for the next podcast. Now that we've come again, really full circle back to where it all started.
That's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's a big moment,
Yeah.
definitely. And it's a good episode too, at least as I recall.
Yeah, yeah. No, this is where the season's heating up.
Yeah.
It's all good stuff till the end. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's no more dud waste the time
no,
episodes for the rest
waste
of
it
the season.
all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're in good shape now. Now all we have to do is get through season 3.
That's it.
but other than that, yeah, we're good. So yeah, no, that'll be fun. I, those early podcasts are crazy.
Yeah,
I recommend that you go listen to them
you
if
should.
you like.
If you want to hear some crazy early Lost Lowdown.
It's on the iTunes feed, but you just go on the blog page and go to May 2006.
How can they get to our blog page, Justin?
Oh, we haven't plugged the blog page for a while. Uh, I believe you can just type in good old www.thelawslowdown.com. Is that right? Or is it just lawslowdown.com?
I think it's thelostslowdown.com.
Let me just make sure it actually works. It is, yes. www.thelawslowdown.com.
Or you can go to thelostslowdown.com.
Or you can do that. Or you can do thelawslowdown.blogspot.com
Yep.
if you like. It's a black spot thing. Yeah, so you should go there, and then on the right hand column, there's the archives, and if you click on May 2006, you can go to our first podcast about Two for the Road, and it's still there. So
Yeah,
it's fun.
we're
Get a little blast from the past.
we're a month away from what, 6.5 years of podcasting.
Uh, is that right?
Am I doing the math right?
Wait.
It'll be 7 years next May, so
Yes, you're exactly right.
six and a half
Wow,
years.
that's a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, we're longer than the show now.
Oh my god. Yeah, we are. We are. Ha! We win.
We win. Do we? Did we win or do we lose? I don't know if you can tell the difference.
Yes.
They got to stop this madness. We're still in it. You know, like they got off the island and we're still stuck there. So, is that winning? Who's to say?
It's true. It's true. It looks like a victory, but it feels like a defeat.
That's called marriage. Ouch.
Ouch indeed. Wow.
All right. Well, until next time. Thanks and namaste.
Namaste and good luck.